Hi, welcome to the new video. I am Rohit Desai, co-founder of JB Experts. In this video, we are going to see about self-stuffing, which is one of the most important logistic term which we use on a day-to-day basis. Many people are maybe aware or maybe not. Maybe factory stuffing is something that you may be knowing it, or I hope that you may not even know that too. So in both the cases, I'll explain what it is. Factory stuffing or self-stuffing is something we call it as getting your container to your warehouse and loading the goods into it and then sending the container to the freight station so that the custom can be cleared and then the container will be loaded to the vessel. So in many cases what happens here is people do it in a regular operation is like, okay, they load it to a small trucks, get the goods to the CFS station where your freight forwarder says it. You go and deliver the goods to him. He will unload it and then load it back to the container and get in front of a custom officer, then seal it and send it to the vessel. But here multiple times you are loading, unloading, there are possibilities of getting damaged. And moreover, you are not present there. So the factory, at the time of the loading, your freight forwarders are loading it. Maybe they may do a good job or they may do a horrible job there. If they do any blunders, so the problem here is like the goods, the full goods, if doesn't go inside the container as per your planning, you know the plan, so your freight forwarder may be not knowing it. So in those cases, if few boxes or few bags or few pouches left out, then you have to do the re-invoicing. There are a lot of challenges comes to it. So the best solution for that is self-stuffing. Factory stuffing is not for everyone. If your volume is great, if you're doing 4-5 containers on a daily basis, so getting the containers loaded. So in those cases, you will get a permission from the customs saying that, okay, we'll deploy your officer there. So you can load every product in front of him. Then the sealing will be done in front of him and then the container goes directly to the vessel. There is no inspection required. But when you do self-stuffing, I'll tell you how how it works. So let's understand how does it actually work. So when you're getting your goods to be loaded to the container, if you're getting a container, how does it happen? So first you're going to call to your freight forwarder and tell him that, okay, get me an empty container. So I need to load the materials. You need to specifically tell him what size of a container is, what are the products are, what is the height, width and length of the container. So if that is defined, and you need to tell him exactly what should be the weight of the container or weight of what you call is the overall capacity of a container. If you are loading more than 28 metric tons, the container weight should be of that equivalent amount or more than that. If you are getting a container which has a lesser capacity, sometimes we see the container's capacity is only 24 metric ton. In that case, if you are loading 28 metric tons, it's not possible because it's over the limit of the container. So that will be not accepted. So be careful on that. Whenever you are communicating to your freight forwarder, telling him to send the container, make sure you give him all the information about the product and the weight so that he can get the containers properly. Many times the freight forwarders will play around with you by sending a wrong or a defected containers. Then again, up and down charges and everything will be on you. So please make sure you get a properly container and put it everything into a mail. Tell him that what are the products, what are the details, and in what condition you need your container to be sent. So please make sure if there is any damages, you need to be very clearly telling him that if any damages in the container, I'll be not loading my materials. I need the replacement of the container. So be specific on it so that he does a great job. Or else he'll be sending a blunder container where it will be leaking, it will be open to the sky and all of it. So there is a challenges there. So that's our day-to-day operations issues that I'm explaining. But still, these are minute points that you need to take to a consideration when you're dealing in it. Okay, get an empty container delivered to your factory. So once the container comes to your location, stuff your container and there will be no officer to check your products are rightly packed or labeled or something like that. Everything is like you have loaded it, you're going to send it to the CFS station. After the container is reached to the CFS station, they are going to open the container again in front of the custom officer. He's going to come and inspect and verify as per your invoice, your shipping list, your documentations, your packaging list. If everything is properly done, he'll give you a clearance and he will lock the container and then the container will move to the vessel. So then the container, like it will be loaded to the vessel and then the vessel will sail to the destination country. What is the important points here? The custom officer will be not present. If you need a custom officer to be present at the time of loading, that is something we call it as a factory stuffing. For that, you need to have a capacity and you need to request for a custom officer. Then the custom will approve it. Then the custom officer will be present at the time of loading. So once the custom officer is there, that is something we call it as a custom, factory stuffing. So when you're doing a self-stuffing, no custom officer is there. You are not going to lock it. You are just going to put a temporary seal or a lock to it just to safeguard so that it reaches safely till the destination, to the port area, what we call it as a CFS station. Once in at CFS station, the inspector will inspect the product, and if it's all good as per your documents, he will sell it. So then it will give approval, then it goes to the vessel, and then the vessel will leave the country to the destination. So when this is not allowed, this is not allowed when you are doing, if you are loading a hazardous material or a SCOMAT materials where the product has a dual use. It can be used for a good reason as well as the bad reason. In many cases, if it's like, if it can blast in a container, so it's better to get it properly packed or loaded, because it is a dedicated, what you call delicate material. So in those cases, what the custom officers feels is like, okay, let it get loaded in front of me so that tomorrow if something goes wrong, it is my responsibility. So this thing shouldn't happen. So then, yeah, this is how the operation is done. Then comes this like, okay, if there is any specific kind of examinations which needs to be done at the point, at the time of loading. So in those cases also, you will be not allowed to do self-stuffing. So the third option is something like, okay, many people are so smart, they want to do scam. So at the last of a container, they will be having a proper packaging, products and everything. But initially what they have loaded is all the crap. So just to get the government incentives, duty drawbacks and all the export benefits. So just to do that, there are many people who does this kind of activities. So what customs thinks is like, okay, if these people are so smart, then I'll not allow them to do it. So let me be in front of that. Then only the product can be loaded to the vessel container. So if in all of these cases, this is something should be avoided. Normally your custom officers will not allow you to get your self-stuffing. Then you have to do the custom inspection or a factory stuffing kind of a model. Only then the things will work. So what are the situations that you should avoid getting the self-stuffing? When you have a LCL order, you're doing a less than container load, you're not loading the full container. In many cases, it's better you get your small products loaded to a small truck or what you call a phone or something, or a transportations or a courier, something like that. Just get your products to that and ship it to the freight forwarder. He will do it he'll do it at the CFS station and consolidate all the products and load it to a container in front of a custom officer and send it. Why do you want a full container at your location when you're sending a small box? For a small 1 feet box, why do I need a container? Because it's a reverse, because they are going to charge you, there is nothing coming for free. So you're going to get a container at your place for a pickup at a price. So they are going to charge you back and forth of the charges. So what we call as up and down charges. So these are being expensive short. So it's better you avoid it, and you think like, okay, if I'm not doing a full container load, it's better to avoid it. If it's just a box, just send it directly to the CFS station, then your freight forwarder will take care. Only if you have a full container load, then you get a container, instead of saying that. Even at this point of time, you shouldn't do the whole drastic decision saying that, okay, now what I'll do is I'll calculate, if I send it the material with my transporter, send the goods to CFS station, will I save money? Or getting the container at my place and loading it is a bit cheaper. So which is a cheaper option, you need to find it out, and then accordingly you need to see will loading, unloading can cause damage to my product. If yes, then make sure you load it once, it will be clear. So you have a lot of calculations to do it. What I advise you, you can ask us if you have any doubts at this point of time, or if you have any questions, you can put it into a comment box. And if you have something like, okay, I'm not getting what exactly to be done, how to be done, you can take a consultation, we can help you with that. Or you can ask the people who are already doing it. So in all the ways, just the thing here is why I'm saying this, this is a point where people can fool you off. So please make sure people don't trip you. So take all the proper cautions and then see if this thing works for you. Yeah, well and good. And if you need any help, we are always there for you. Okay. So hopefully you do a better calculations and do a self-stuffing, so that you don't do this double loading, unloading kind of a thing, saving money without any hurdles. You can just export it if you are doing a full full container load. Okay. Apart from this, if you have any questions, please drop it into the comment box. If you got some knowledge from this video, please hit the like button, and please do not leave without subscribing, man. It will be just a great help for me. Okay. So thank you so much. Take care. Catch you up in the next video. Till then, see you. Bye-bye.